Chair, all the panelists, DAS, my colleagues, all the students here, very good afternoon to all of you all. Just to give an overview of what is happening in college education Hyderabad or AP. We have around 252 government colleges, and this year I think another 5 of them have been sanctioned. It makes it 257, 179 aided colleges, and another 2,000 private colleges. Sorry, 1,500 private colleges. And we have around 5 lakh students studying in these colleges. These colleges mostly have a degree and BA, BSc, BCom, that kind of thing. And they are divided into 2 types. One is the conventional type, which is funded by the government, where you have typical HEC or MPC and BIPC kind of follow-up in the degree classes. The other is the restructured courses, where the students themselves pay a higher fee so that college sustains the courses. Why I'm talking about this is that there is a movement from the conventional courses to the restructured courses. The restructured courses are based on the demand of on the students. So if a certain course is not viable, then the college closes that course and goes for a different course. And we hope that these restructured courses are more tailored to meet the demands of the industry. Like my predecessor has spoken about earlier, there's a lot of issues regarding employability and student quality and teacher quality. And I just want to underline some of the processes we have set in motion in the college education so that we could improve the kind of situation which is prevailing right now. Long back we had started the JKC. I don't know how many of the students who are wearing that t-shirt understand the meaning of that. The whole form is Jawahar Knowledge Center. It is meant for improving the communication skills of the students. Basically English base and a sort of confidence building in the student so that when he goes for an interview outside, he will be able to actually speak and talk about what he actually feels about the whole subject. Because for many people who have worked in Andhra, there is a certain hesitance in the students and the girls especially in vocalizing what they actually feel. So this was started for that purpose, and this is also present in all the colleges which are present in our college education. We've also started, because we felt that the students were like learning more by heart, whatever they had to learn, they weren't actually getting a grasp of the subject. So we started a little more activities to make the student a little more thought processing kind of thing. We started projects last year, and since we didn't want the project to be something which is light-hearted, we started saying that all the projects will be judged and the best project would be given an award. We started a program where all the best students in various departments, sciences, everything were given a best performance in the statewide thing at this thing. Last time the Chief Secretary chaired it, and we gave we were trying to recognize the students who were doing very well academically. We also had in that literary skills, debates, everything which was going on, so that students also were encouraged to participate in these things. Otherwise, what happens is generally a degree college becomes a college where only a student goes there, wants to attend, he attends, he doesn't want to attend, doesn't attend, goes at the end of the year, writes some exam, learns from some guide, and then he misses out on all the learning and the fun which actually goes on with education. For most of us on this, I don't know how many of them would agree, but most of us on this board and people down there, college is a place where you not only learn about the academics, but also pick up skills. You learn how to communicate, how to work together, about the world, you pick up your skills, you do your learning, reading all that at that stage, because many of us subsequently in professions get too busy and we are not able to actually catch up our learning. But we would have read a lot of things there. This reading helps us later on in our own fields. So this is what we were trying to inculcate in all these things. We also started encouraging the alumni association to come back to the college and contribute. They could just come to the college and talk about what they did, how they did, just to have this feel among the students that a product of their own college could become that, and he could advise the students what to do to become more successful. I would also like to talk about I still have time? Yeah. So I also would like to talk about two ventures which Krishna University has done. In that, they have tagged up with the industry, and last year they tied up with one F-Tronics digital signaling and manufacturing unit, where they sent 25 students of theirs into morning they had classes and afternoon they used to work in the industry. And so they had a real life experience of what the industry was like, because I think my predecessor also told you all that the students do not have much idea about, even if they study a subject like electronics, they don't actually know the working of that in real life. And so companies hesitate to take them because they feel these people are more theoretical and they're not application based. So this university tried this, and all the students, they had this thing for the MSc Electronics, and by the time the students finished their MSc Electronics, they were selected in the same company and they're working there. This year they have a tie-up with some Laurus Labs. It's a 600 crore turnover company. This time they are having this with analytical chemistry and organic chemistry students. This is an example of how universities can tie up with industries. Having a certified course is a different cup of tea. You know, certified course, sometimes the student picks up something, it doesn't pick up something. But when you have a tie-up with an industry, the student actually gets a feel of what is happening in that industry, and that helps them in making them more employable. I'm sure Amarnath Reddy will also talk to you about how they had a tie-up with Infosys and some of their people did well there. I remember this case because I remember my own driver's son had also gone there, and he became an engineer, and he was very successful, and he was absorbed later on in Infosys as an employee. And the whole family felt pretty proud of that person. This person was an attender's son, I mean a driver's son, and then he had become an engineer, and he had become a good employee of Infosys, and he was earning well, and he married his own colleague recently. And there are a lot of success stories like this. But the final thing is, I would say that the whole future of this program lies with the academia who are there here in large numbers, my own principals who are here, and all the students. The students need to be a little more focused. They have to decide what they would like to do. Many of them just enter the college because their parents ask them to come here. They actually are not very happy with the course. For all those students, I have a suggestion. Please pick up other hobbies. You never know, your own hobby can sort of be your profession tomorrow. And again, once having come to that particular place, if the lecturer there is not taking his own work seriously, then his time in the college becomes futile. I know myself that many of the times when the lecturer wasn't good, we wouldn't like to go to that college, to particular class, because we felt that there was no point in going to that class. That man anyway didn't teach well. So it's a real challenge to the lecturers that they should make themselves so much more efficient and interesting that a student would love to come to their class. And again, in this thing in our college education, we have again done a little more work on this side. We have conducted some academic audit last year of all the colleges just to say what is going wrong in the college, so that the college principals and the lecturers refocus on what they can do to improve their own college. We have started a faculty forum where the lecturers are supposed to read something up on their own thing, and on a particular day on a month, they are supposed to discuss with all their colleagues. This is just to increase a little of research and a kind of learning habit among the lecturers themselves, because when I joined, we all felt that lecturers had the privilege of reading a lot of books, but I was aghast when one of my professors from Osmania said, once a person becomes a lecturer, he actually stops reading many things and he stops learning many things. This is of course not for all of them, but many of them. So this was something which we had to again reinvent. We also had a lot of training programs, and we invite our lecturers and principals to all such workshops like eIndia. I would like to tell that majority of the crowd here are from my college education principals. They're all sitting here, and imbibing what all is going on here, so that when they go back, they will, again, in their own districts, they will talk about this program and see that at least some of the colleges implement this program. We're also pushing the colleges to go for NAC gradation so that there's a better accountability and for autonomous status. These are some of the things, and like I said, the final weapon is in the hands of the faculty and the students. It is up to you all to decide what you would like to make of the next generation. If you all take your work seriously, you all would be making an AP which has a lot less unemployment ratios than what we have. Though my predecessor has showed us 50% of graduates as employability, one of the studies said less than 15% of the graduates were employable. That's a very sad state of affairs. And the other ironic part of it is that when we do faculty, when we do JKCs and when we do campus selections, we find that many of the students who are actually good know that they are good, so they won't like to go for these small call center or whatever jobs, and they don't take this option. The ones who are actually in need of the job, who are not so good, will not get this job. Life is full of such ironies, and it is for us to really evaluate the whole situation and arm ourselves with better kind of efficiency so that we can face tomorrow more boldly.